Today is May 13th, 2025. Um, Today out in Alliance and Myers, people were talking about the Kingsmith. Okay? I go to leave Myers, and they were talking about him again. Okay? I go to leave, and some girls were all walking by at that drug cartel. Think they can harm somebody and then have all of us harass the person they harmed? I don't think so. We'd all told them no. Well, it's about time. You know, these people, you know what was horrifying to me is when they had little children yell, not only make fun of me for being raped, but think about this. Karen's will said she's weird with herself. Who's Karen's will? Bill from the Freemasons. The one guy they said that guy Will, his scam to pull off here to join us was ruined when Michelle told him that doctor wasn't one of hers but worked for them and that they had lied to tell him to take care of her. March 24th, 25. Actually, I take that back. April 24th, 25. In Summit Mall. I was up there on Sunday. People were talking. We heard that other drug cartel was up here threatening Michelle for telling on them that wasn't one of her doctors, that he worked for them and that they had lied and they were supposed to take care of her. She's the head of a drug cartel. Are they crazy threatening her? Yes. Yes. And if you guys want to go off and do your little drug battle thing, don't involve me in this. Now, I want you to think. Bill from the Freemasons, okay, that guy Will up there, running a scam, is saying he's Karen's will. Okay? The Freemasons confronted him when he walked in Minerva McDonald's on a Sunday morning, January to April 19, before 10 o'clock. Bill, you tell everybody you like her, and you have everybody follow around saying do stuff to her. And she won't even look at you. No, I won't look at you. People have almost shot me driving. Stalkers coming at me, people drugging me and telling me to say stuff. People said you were paying for that shit. No, I won't look at you. You're an ugly motherfucker. What I seen of you when I just looked over real quick. Should have used all your money instead of trying to join the drug cartel. Paid for a plastic surgeon. Call me ugly, will you? Now to look in the mirror. And it's a stupid scam. And you people as parents, what are you doing letting a guy trying to join a human trafficking scam, a gang, to sell children? Let him talk dirty to your children. And have your children yell sexual comments at an adult. What are you doing letting some pervert talk dirty to your children and have your children yell dirty sexual comments at a victim? That he was human trafficking out of that house, drugging for fake confessions and photoshopping washing, and he's using you and your children to harass a rape victim and a human trafficking victim he's running a scam on? And how dare you let him near your children? What's he doing talking to them? Want to sell them? Start thinking and using a rational mind. You know, if you use a rational mind, these people can't do any of it. Andrew Darabic up there had 12 victims, or 7 to 12 victims. He was cyber stalking. get naked pictures of people, try to get them in trouble, extort money, set off hate crime through the internet. Sound familiar? Guess who put him in jail? The FBI, 12 to 15 years federal. I talked to Carl's attorney today. It does take a stay in a state hospital to find somebody insane. They do get a hold of the courts. You do get a guardian, a social worker, and you're put on disability because it is not curable. Your brain is damaged. And it takes a stay in a state hospital. So their scam of an attorney's having a doctor watch her unaware is going to write up she's insane. I didn't sign consent for him to treat me, so he doesn't have the right to even look at me, put their opinion on me. He's not my doctor. Or her, or whatever it is. And is not treating me, so don't have a right to open their mouth. It's a HIPAA violation. Can't pull my medical records. I didn't sign consent. It's not a technicality. It's a federal law called HIPAA and Privacy Act. You go to jail. Do you know how many times officers go to jail for using their laptop to look up somebody and any personal information that they're not on a case? It's a federal crime. It's a right to privacy. So is your medical records. So that idiot in my old apartment telling people he has my medical records, he actually has them. Well, half of them is Dave's girlfriend. How would he get them? That's felony stalking. And the person that gave it to him is going to go to jail too for HIPAA and Privacy Acts. It's not a technicality. It's a federal law. Then where the other scam, dirty doctor taping you unaware before confessing your crime, sitting on it to take one at a divorce, like the FBI said, nobody fell for that one. The law straight up, because of HIPAA and Privacy Acts, they are not allowed to tape you unaware. They're not allowed to ask you dirty sexual criminal questions. They are not criminal investigators. They are there for medical, that's sexual harassment. If they are not allowed to disclose anything you say to them, what they've seen you for, what they treated you for, or they go to jail. 1 to 5 years and $250,000 fine, and you can sue them for $1 million. First and last name. We're talking retirement plan here. And like the FBI said on April 19th, 25 in Hartville, nobody fell for that. And it sounded mechanical. We knew they altered everything and it was them and not you. Where they always admitted they drugged me and told me to say it before. They used to make fun of me and run to the bathroom and vomit. Finding out how the cartel played with me when I take a drink out of the drink, and then when we go dizzy and black, I wake up with injection marks, bruises, throwing up, severely infected, almost passing out, and to find out predators that played with me like that. The FBI called it sounding mechanical, and they never fell for it. Well, the law is it's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's like Nixon bugging the office. It's a HIPAA and a Privacy Act. It's 1 to 5 years. It's not admissible because of HIPAA and Privacy Acts. Okay? They are not allowed to disclose anything you say to them, anything they treated you for, what you said to them. Nothing. But if they know someone's being hurt, they have to do a small report to the police of there may be a situation. I need you to look into it. Can't be exact how they know. And if they don't, they go to a jail for as an accessory and lose their license forever. On that, notary. Like they said, these people did not realize the thought of putting a doctor's name on it. The doctor go to jail regardless, and it still wouldn't be admissible. And then I want you to play out this scenario. Did they think the FBI and the police were country bumpkins? Backwood hicks, no education. They fall for a drug cartel scam, knowing the law. Did they actually think they'd arrest me? I actually think they did, for a drug scam. Could you imagine, with this scenario, it's not my doctor. Michelle already confessed. Could you imagine my face of, who is that person? I have no idea who that is. Huh? It's not my doctor. I don't know who that person is. I've never seen him. Could you imagine? How crazy they sound. If you use a rational mind, and like the FBI said on April 19th, 25 in Harville Flea Market, nobody fell for that. It's not a mechanical. We knew they altered everything, and that weird with yourself, we knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. You could tell they photoshopped it. They photoshopped everything. But if they were going to be that dumb and try to pull this on us, we told Agent John to act dumb and go tell that other church before he talked to her, to find out who's all involved. See, these people, okay, the Florida drug cartel showed up even at the family church in 19. They told the men there, and the people said they were from Florida and they worked for Judge Peters. Michelle told people she was Judge Peters' daughter. And she could control the cartel. She could have anybody drug, beat, and rape. She just had to ask them. Told 3,000 people, they all seen it. Okay? Right. Plus the people in the mall, the feds, everybody, okay? They made a scam up there in the drug cartel of a retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, Judge Ludick and Judge Stephen, letting him get away with crimes because they were friends. Put a Santa beard on. Well, investigators came up and said they asked Judge Ludick if he knew who he was. He didn't know who he was. They made a stomach turn that somebody used his name to get away with crimes. Okay? The judges in the courthouse went under investigation. They were looking at all law enforcement. They announced it years ago. Okay? So now they're trying to frame the Portage County Chief of Police, where Dixie on April 6, 25, I was at John's. She walks in the kitchen. Nobody thinks it's funny. She married that old man. Some lady investigator. Now it's a cartel. Well, actually, I heard it's Agent Will's secretary scamming people. They announced that in Hartville, too. Trying to find out who's all involved. Some lady investigator showed up and said she can extort all kinds of money from the government. For me and Melissa, the attempt at extortion out of the government is 20 years, just to try. And you want to extort money from the FBI? Have you lost your mind? The attempt at extortion out of an individual is 5. Now, surveillance laws. It's illegal to set up body cameras. It's cyber stalking, voyeurism, sextortion, felony invasion of privacy. Where Dixie said, Melissa said the group of people they hired to watch her, that the chief of police up there gets special permission for other people to break in other people's home. Breaking and entering is a crime. To watch them unaware, that's voyeurism, unless you're a sex offender. It's cyber stalking. Ask Arabic. Okay? And to do things like drug them for fake confessions, beat and rape them. Yeah, right, it gives you special permission. See, they're trying to railroad the law enforcement. Which, the way they describe it, makes total sense because she's a dingbat. Jen's like, we want nothing to do with it. Some lady showed up and asked me if I knew of the tapes before. I told her we knew nothing. We weren't part of it. They asked me if I knew of a tape of Weird with Herself. I told her we weren't part of it and we knew nothing, nor were we a part of it. She had giant bruises all over. That means nothing. She said, oh, yes, it does. And I realized with what she's been saying, what was going on there, up there, we want nothing to do with this. Well, that lady investigator said she can extort all kinds of government money. And she can extort government money out of the government for me. And she can steal all that old man's money and give it to me and I'll get it all. Psycho. Okay, now surveillance laws. Okay, you can't set up body cameras. But Ohio is a one-party recording. If you sit there with like your cell phone and you just sit and talk, you can record a conversation. That's legal and it's usable. You can hit record on your phone. And that is legal. Okay, it's right on Google. But it's illegal to set up body cameras. That's cyber stalking. Felony invasion of privacy. So you can't leave your phone in there and let it keep recording. But if you just sit and talk while you're talking, that's fine. As long as you haven't drugged the person or, did something shitty, you can just hit record. Okay? Now, if you give somebody permission to tape you, you have nothing to say about it. She said, where I gave her permission to tape me of knowing of Melissa's mean games of pretend and Dave breaking of the gunshot night, even though I gave her permission for before and permission then to tape me, she said she can extort all that old man's money and I'll get it when he dies and she won't have nothing. Psycho. My new husband's like, how dare she call me old? I said, aren't you upset that she tried to extort your money? She said, that's ridiculous. She can't touch my money. And how dare she call me old? And Jen's like, we want nothing to do with this. And she walked out. No, before she said that, poor Dave. I have 3 weird memories. I thought they were nightmares. Of sound of footsteps like marching. A white man's arm with a white shirt, gray pin stripes through it, and a giant syringe coming at me, the room going dark. And feeling like my back was being ripped open to the front of my chest, and every cell in my body screaming in the most pain and agony, and all I can hear is my wails. I can't see. I can't scream. And it's dark and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs in agony, and all I can hear is my wails. Poor Dave had to sit in the basement and listen to her having wild sex with other men. He let them in to stab me with a date rape drug, and under drugs he listened to my wails. While they were harming me, he sat and listened to it. My brother's like, what is it, some kind of sick fetish to listen to a rape? But poor Dave. I don't blame him for what he did to her. So when are you going to put the psycho bitch in jail? I'd like to know why the guy in my old apartment isn't in jail. Where the FBI on April 19th, 25 was in Hartville. Now, they know they stole the login. They knew when they showed up and said stuff, everybody with the login would know. Can't believe how dumb these people are. You wouldn't believe how actual dumb they are. She calls the FBI hotline for help. They immediately walk into an FBI office, confess they're illegally monitoring her on their own. And then they do the dirty doctor thing that nobody fell for it. And that it sounded mechanical, and the weird with yourself, it was photoshopped to showering and washing yourself in the shower, and they photoshopped everything. But if they were going to be that dumb and try this with us, we told Agent John to go up to that church and to act as dumb as they are and tell on her for calling the hotline before he talked to her to find out who's involved. They called these people dumb. Well, one of the dumb people that walked in the office is in my old apartment. Now, March 27th, 25, after midnight, I had stayed up and went through everything. Some guy was outside. I'm glad she stayed up and went through everything. I told Michelle I never want to see her again. And yes, I'm good with it. I got her to confess that she was part of bashing her head in, and that they had tried to kill her or leave her incompetent, and it didn't work. I got the size of a ball peen hammer and print. I had migraines for 2 years, and I stutter now when I get upset. Okay? And Michelle had told us, or told him that the reason she don't know who that doctor is, he's not one of hers. He works for them, and that they had lied. He had also got it out of Dave where he was telling people he was forced into marrying me, that it was a girlfriend from before me. Made him marry me so my dad would give him a job at the factory. He only made $80 a week working for John Cowgill. My dad's factory, he made $1,000. Okay? Like $750 to $1,000. 85. That's like $150,000 a year job. No. Okay? So she would have free insurance. The lady using my insurance ran up all those medical bills with Steve's girlfriend from before me. Where he said some crazy lady stole your ID. Some crazy lady is doing it. Identity theft, running up bills. Karen, they're lying that I'm cheating on you. We don't pay those co-pays. They'll put me in jail for insurance fraud. It was insurance fraud. And so he could give her extra money. My whole marriage was a scam. That's why he beat on. Okay. All right. Now, that's where April 17th, 25, Michelle is so mad at that guy for breaking up with her. She has a tendency to follow me around. Big government SUVs. Pull into Hartville sheets. Carl goes in to use the bathroom. It's a warm day. I got my window out. Look out the back rear mirror. It looks like the profile of Michelle walks up to an SUV. Real loud across the parking lot. I talked to the police up there. They said, how dumb were you confessing to that guy that you were part of trying to have her killed when they bashed in her head? And that doctor was never one of hers, that they worked for them, and that they had lied. We all could go to jail for this, and I really liked him. Boy, though, when she started talking, those SUVs stopped. When they showed up, April 19, 25, we got that girl under surveillance and that police surveillance. Okay. April 24, 25 in Summit Mall. The Texas group is up there. The Muslim people, right? And other ones. Girls are walking by laughing. Nobody can say a word to her. Michelle told on them that that doctor wasn't one of hers and that works for them and that they had lied, and they're laughing. While one guy off in the distance, my brother walks in to an eyeglass place, said, you tell that guy Will up there that was supposed to pull off a scam to join us, it's ruined. Michelle told on him that that doctor wasn't one of hers, but works for them and that they had lied. You tell him we said to take care of her. Oh, on Sunday they were saying that up there. Are they that other cartel crazy threatening her? She's the head of a drug cartel. For her telling on him that that doctor wasn't one of hers, but worked for them and that they had lied? Are they crazy threatening her? Yes. Yes. And Bill from the Freemasons? You need to stay away from me. And someone needs to put your dumb ass in jail. And people where they say Karen's will has your kids yell weird with yourself. He's a sexual predator, preying on women in their home, drugging them for fake confessions, beating, raping them, selling child pornography of little kids going potty, trying to join the human traffickers, and they're trying to get a hold of your kids to yell sexual things at adults. He's a sexual predator. You know, last year I was in Marshallville and some girl said some guy named Karen's Will wanted to take me out. They told me not to go out with him, that he's a drug dealer. He's a human trafficker. Get the idea? That's where the end of December 23, January 24, I'm out in Alliance on Sunday. They said when the case first started, Karen's ex-husband had her so drugged up there. They were drug beating, raping her, and she wasn't realizing what was happening. They said it was some judge up there messed up in the drug cartel. I told everybody to stay out of it. They wanted their connections. Found out it was just some guy saying he was a judge. The retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick and Stephen. They've been trying to get law enforcement, anybody connected to this. See, I talked to a real attorney, a criminal attorney. Nobody could be in my home before. Talked to Officer Reinhardt in Louisville. Even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside that protected case with statements, and he had to agree to protect you with statements of threat of life from everyone in that home, or they would go to jail. They had to have a court order too. Start putting a rational mind on how much the cartel is scamming you people to help out. Where today in Alliance, that cartel thinks they can harm somebody and then have everybody harass the person they hurt. We told them no. It's about time. And that bill, that Karen's will that gets a hold of your kids, turn it into the cops. He needs arrested. He has no right to get a hold of your children to yell sexual stuff at an adult. You know, 2 years ago, out in North Canton, people were talking about it. Teenagers. We all know they raped her. They sold pornography. They sold the login to the case to as small as 5-year-old children. Okay? Teenagers were talking. We all know they sold the login. Okay? And then we all know, I take it back, we all know they raped her. And it's wrong. Them showing those videos of her being raped to small children, that makes that Karen's will a child molester. I thought, honey, it makes it a child molester sending it to you. You're under 18. Nobody should ever talk to that Karen's will again, because he's nothing but a child molester sending out those videos. Exactly. Get the idea? Bill from the Freemasons. See, the right to privacy over your house. Police and agencies can only be in your home under a threat of life with statements in a court order without a conflict of interest. So what did you think you were going to do with this? Like the Stark County Prosecutor's Office is a big fraud scheme. You had all the signs of being drugged, being raped, and nobody thought of a rapist, but somebody was hurting you. You're seen by the doctor for all those symptoms. Where they said they drugged you up and told you to say stuff, they probably did. Somebody was hurting you. Where they laugh in your face in front of people in stores, they Photoshop that shower scene as clicking and pasting. And we all know doctors of yours can ever talk to anybody without a signed release. It's not a technicality. It's a federal law. No doctor can look you up without your signed consent. It's a federal law. No doctor can say what they've seen you for. Nothing. So, Bill from the Freemasons to join the drug cartel, you didn't even try to break laws that there's a gray area. These are black and white. They can't ever disclose anything you said to them. They can't ask you dirty sexual questions. They go to jail for sexual harassment. They can't sit on crimes if they know somebody's being hurt. They have to give a brief thing to the police or they lose their license forever and go to jail as an accessory. They can't be in it with Dave and be an accessory to people in there saying, hey ho, we're trying to kill her because our minister called her a baker 15 years ago. It's an accessory to that. Think about this. I told you, in what they're supposed to mechanically alter drug confession. It's filthy. They used to say it years ago and I used to run and vomit. They would make fun of me, how they raped and tortured me, drugged me, and told me to say it before. I vomit. My stomach would quench. I would shake to find out how bad the cartel played with me. You know, when my divorce is over, I started smoking cigarettes for about a month, and then I got myself under control and quit. 6 months later, I scratched my car, and I smoked for a week and quit. And when they started making fun of me again, like a year or so later, about the drugs and told us making fun of me for being raped, I started smoking again because it was the only thing that stopped me from following you. To be terrorized for people, sexual predators preying on me running scams. You know, my children's pediatrician, he's actually still in practice. You know, I was talking to him one day. He said, you know, Karen, I never had to worry about your children being abused. He said there's never even been anything. Never had to worry about one thing about your children being abused or neglected from you. Never had to worry about it. But you come in here with bruises. Big ones. I worry about you. You're the only one I worry about in that household. He said, I've never had to even ever worry about your children being abused or neglected by you at all. And the only one I worry in that household about is you. Because when you come in here, you got big bruises on you. Because when Dave would have a bad day, he beat the hell out of me. And then he'd be sorry for a year. That's not love, that's control. See, my whole marriage, doctors have wondered about Dave beating on me. Because I have the signs of being abused. But my kids' pediatrician never worried about my children being abused. There wasn't even an accusation, no worries, no concerns. Ever. He's still in practice. Now, do I think it's funny that they played with me under drugs like that? They admitted years ago they drugged me and told me to say it before. Years ago. More than once. Made fun of everyone for falling for it. Made fun of FBI Agent John. See, the real Karensville Agent John, he's a mean, grumpy FBI agent. Doesn't like people trying to scam him. Neither does his lady boss. And they want everyone involved that would try to scam the FBI. You know, a month ago in Golden Cross, these people were complaining that I would dare say something about them. They said, what are these people complaining? These people walked into an FBI office, admitted they were illegally monitoring her, and already knew she called FBI. They had an agent go tell another church on her for calling the FBI before he spoke to her. Then these people sold the login to the case, and everybody knows. So what do they care? It don't matter what she says. Everybody already knows as soon as it happens. It doesn't matter what she says. So why are they complaining she would dare say a word? You know why? They want me to sit here and be victimized. And when I do my speeches, I pull out different laws and I explain to people how they're fooling them and they can't do anything. And then it puts a little bit of knowledge of like, oh my God, they can't do any of this. You know, I had some guy that was helping out saying, you know, I didn't think about it. I heard how the laws and stuff. They can't do any of this. I didn't think about it. See, people haven't been thinking. They can't do any of this. That just proves that the cartel could scam you out of everything you have if they did it to you. Realize it's a scam. They told you a long time ago it was a drug scam from the drug dealers that are human trafficking people. That guy in my old apartment, he knew it was a Florida drug cartel in my home before. He knew they drugged me and told me to say it before. He knew it wasn't my doctor. He knew they photoshopped that shower scene, and he knew he was scamming Agent John. But boy, is he big and proud when he tells the neighbors how he was in the office with that agent and they met with him. And then when that agent asked her if she knew who that doctor was, and she said she didn't even know who he was, he's not my doctor. He knew she was lying and turned her back over to us. Now his other lie is, he said he didn't care what we did to her. We could do whatever we want. That's illegal. He can't give you special money permission to drug, beat, rape, and murder someone. He can't give you money to go rob a bank either. Blow up an airplane. Shoot up a school. He can't give you crimes to human traffic. Here, I give you special permission to run, kill, purge, destroy. There's no such thing. Get the idea? They're pulling your leg. Pulling your leg. There's no such thing as special permission. No man's above the law. I'm in immunity, and I wouldn't think of breaking the law. Like the cops that worked my case, Will gave Karen no wrongdoing in life because he knew she wouldn't abuse it. In a whole reality check, I have one traffic ticket from '89. I paid my ticket. And like the police that worked my case, Will set it up. No one would ever touch her in her life after what those people did. I'm in immunity for life. Pull my fingerprints. They're sealed. Can't touch this. So you can kiss FBI agent John's behind. Got a problem with it? Go talk to him. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.